and welcome to my channel, Extraordinary Healthy Living. So hopefully these help you with some grand ideas for some healthy living. The 5 components of healthy living. And I'm going to start off with some mental health and work my way through all 5. And the 5 components are mental health, emotional health, social health, physical health, spiritual health, and that is all 5 wellness health components. Hello, and it's time for some mental health, Polynesian style. Polynesia has a lot of islands, and exactly that's what it means in Greek. Many islands. Because it would probably take me several days to cover each and every island, and even the outskirts. I can only name them as many as I can by what has been written down as on the maps. But I will only be able to do 5 this time around because, like I said, it would take several days. Okay, so we also have the Polynesian Triangle. And then you have a few outskirt islands. And some get considered Polynesian. So I'm just going to name off a few of Melanesia. That has Fiji and Vanuatu and Solomon Island and Papua and New Guinea. I apologize if I slaughtered your name. Island. Well, and then you have the big section, which is Australia, which covers a lot of islands inside of their country. So we'll continue with the other territories of islands. We have Micronesia, which has Guam, Marshall Islands, Palau and Nauru, and Wake Island. So let's get to what's considered on the map Polynesia. So we have Hawaii, and we have New Zealand, and we have the Eastern Island, and we have Society Island, Tuamotu, Archipelago, Marquesas, Pitcairn, Polynesian style. Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you're enjoying your day. Welcome to our physical health Polynesian style. So today we are going to learn the entrance to a dance from Samoa, and then the rest of the dance is going to be from Hawaii. So in Samoa, it's a Siva Samoa. So, but that would be the entrance only. And then with our hula, that's Hawaii. So with that, no further ado, and I am going to get started with our physical health Polynesian style. So let's get started with our entrance from Siva Samoa. That would be moe moe, or run, And here we go. So what, I think I'm gonna start back here. So here we go. So what you do is for our greetings, you're gonna 1, 2, 3, and then step back. And I looked, and I'm gonna explain that in a minute. And then it would be the next foot would be 1, 2, 3, and then tap back. Okay, so now I'm going to explain a little bit what we're doing. So I'm actually kind of go in place so you can see my feet a little bit more better for this video. And so what I'm gonna do is first explain the turn. So you're just kind of like doing a nod smile and a nod smile to the other side, and then we're gonna add our hands. And so you're gonna be like 1, 2, 3, back, smile, and then 1, 2, 3, and then a back with your foot, smile and nod at them. So it's kind of like a greeting. So here we go. Let's get started. So you're gonna go 1, 2. Now for ifo or bow, when you're finished and got to where you needed to be on the stage in front of your audience. Next, you're going to do an ifo or bow, and that is so with someone similar to Hawaiian, but you're gonna have your hands go across your thumb to the longest finger, and you're gonna go across middle finger, and it's like this, and then you add a wrist. Hawaiian is like this, and then Samoan like this. And so now you're gonna take it from your heart and out. So you can see my arms a little bit better. So you're gonna go from you're gonna go out front with your foot, a little bit more front, and you're gonna go bow and down. And that's all for ifo, for the entrance at Siva, Samoa. All right, so for the hula, we're gonna do the first, one of the first moves is, well, there's 4 I'm gonna show you, and one of them I'm doing in this order. You can do it in whatever order you want if you want to make your own dance, to whatever hula song you want, or not. It's up to you. So the first dance move of the hula is that I'm showing you is ka'o, and what you do is your hands are on your hips, and you need to bend your knees, and you're going to step and then tap with your foot. So it's step, tap, step, tap, step, tap, step, tap, and you want to smile, and that is all for ka'o. Okay, now we're gonna do kaholo, and that is the part of the dance. Well, I'm not gonna explain it that much. I'm gonna get into that later. So we're gonna go, we're gonna be moving side to side, and it's a 4 count. And so you're going to bang, we're gonna start with our hands, and then I'll show you your head and your hand position, but we're gonna start with our knees bent, and you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, tap, 1, 2, 3, tap, 1. All right, now let's add in some hands and head. So for this, you're going to go one way. Now, if your hands are straight, they're going to be in the direction you're going. Your thumbs are up, and your shoulders are back, and your back is straight. Okay, So what you're going to do is look in the way that you're going. So it would be 1, 2, 3, tap. And then you're going to switch 1, 2, 3, tap. Now, if you would like to add some finger movement, it's like the ocean, but we're not flicking our hands and we're not waving our arms, okay? So we're just doing the hand motion. Are you ready? So it's 1, 2, 3, tap. 2, 3, tap. All right. And that is all for that movement. We'll start a new position. All right, now we're going to do hela. So hela is a simple movement as well. And I'm going to show you. It's this one. We'll start on our hands on our hips as well. And we'll go bend our knees and you tap out and bring it back. Tap out, bring your foot back, tap out, and so on and so forth. And it looks like so. And that is all pretty much. There's no hand movement besides what's on your hips for that movement. No, I apologize. That was the first one. Apologize. Hela is this. See, I like to show you that I'm human. All right. So bending our knees and then tap out and tap out and bring it back. Okay, so here's hela. Next is Ami. So one of my favorites, but this one, we're gonna start again with our hands on our hips, and we're doing like a hula hoop, and we're gonna go around with our hips one way, and eventually we're gonna look one way, and then we're gonna go the other way, and we're gonna look the other way. Now we can add our hand, and we'll keep one hand on our hip and one hand out, and we're gonna look in the direction of our elbow. And we can go in the same direction as well. And you just go around a few times to get used to it. Now let's go the other direction. Don't forget to smile. And that is all. And our finishing bow. So let's give it a go and go from the top. Are you ready? I know you got this. You are ready. I'm going to. All right, with our Siva Samoa entrance, remember, and then we're going to finish our dance, perform our entrance, Siva Samoa, and then our hula, and then that's all. Finish, as they say in sign language. All right, let's get started. I know you got this, and you're welcome to pause and start and do whatever you like. It's watching your video. Okay, so I'm going to start from this corner. And we're coming in. stretching. Here we go. Let's give it a little stretch. And now stretch across. Here we go. I'll bring it forward a little bit. And now let's do over top. Stretch the side. And stretch to the other side. And now we're going to go down. Stretch down to the ground. And one more. And let's bring it up. And touch our toes. And inhale, exhale. Good job. Aloha. Iorana from the Eastern Islands of the Rapa Nui people of the Eastern Islands. And that is hello and goodbye. Iorana. Okay, so we are going to work on our emotional health, and I'm going to go over how to make a moai statue vase. Little run over history. These moais are from the Eastern Islands. They're famous for this, and they have little history. The Rapi Nui is the native islanders, and the past chiefs that passed, those are the statues that are on the island. If you're blessed to go see them, then great. If not, you can do some more research. I have them all in the descriptions below. I did do my own little paint, but you can pick whatever you choose to paint it with. And one thing you do want to do if you want to keep it is get a sealer. It could be a spray, over acrylics, and a spray of your choice, or I think a paint. So I'm cutting for the eyes. I will show you the end result, but I cut a middle mark of the carton, and I'll show you why here in a second. These are going to be the eyes of the statue. And I took off this section and taped it on here. That is the forehead. It looks a little bit spooky, but you see now that these pieces that I took from the carton right there have made eyes. See, because these eyes would have been way too big for this container, the vase that I'm making from the Eastern Island statues. So here we have this is the ridge right here, right there, and how it's like a nose, see? And so I just found a flat edge and cut it off, and I'm gonna make that the bottom of the nose and tape it or glue it together like that. So basically it's from the egg carton. It looks like it's from this section right here, but I just cut it like in that shape, and I'm just gonna put that piece on there, and then I will glue or tape it to in between the eyes. See how it's nice, like a ridge of your nose. It's pretty cool. It's from the nose ridge is from this flat. So here's the nose drying for a little bit. I'm just gonna let it dry. So a good measure for the lips is, I'm not getting the cart, there we go. So for the cart, see this ledge right here? That will be the lips. So I'm going to use this line to know the length, and I will do this same, just repeat the same length. But this will be a good starting point, and I can make it shorter, but as you can see, the forehead is about that long, and you don't want it too much bigger than that. Probably slightly in the middle, and it looks about right. So I'm going to cut off that and make a lips too exact. There's my little lips drying. I cut them and then put them together. As you can see in the back here, they're taped in the back. I use duct tape, but you can use whatever you like for any adhesive. And my nose is still drying. Still waiting over here to be placed on top of the bottle. I cut off this for the chin. I haven't quite finished the shaping of it, so you can see where it came off from when you want to try. So I figured out how to just make it like so. So it would be there. I would put it last after I put the nose and the mouth, so I know where to place it. So the nose is not quite long enough. I had to tape it, see here, and cut it from another piece out of the egg carton in order for it to be a little bit longer to match the statue. Okay, so now we got the nose taped on. I had to put the split right there on the duct tape, and I'll make a few adjustments to make sure it stays better. So there's an actual eye and things like that. But right now it just looks like someone has a broken nose, but we're getting there. I'm going to add the lips here in a second. So I placed the tape on the back of the lips on the top. You can decide which one is the top for you. And then I'm going to place it underneath the nose. So now we have the lips and the chin added. Next is making a paper mache, and we will cover it in that and let it dry overnight, and we'll show how to make the paste and so on and so forth. Okay, so I have my soon-to-be vase statue in the box getting ready to be put on the back. There's all the ripped up newspaper, and I have some gloves. But this is the mix, the paste. It's 1 part flour and 2 parts of water. You can add Elmer's glue, white glue, a craft glue, and then and a little bit of teaspoon of salt, however you want to do it. But the main are 1 part flour and 2 parts water. Let's get started. So I'm basically going to just cover the back of this, and what I need to do is just dip it in there and lay it on the top. And you want to go a little bit higher than you want it, so I'm putting it right about there. And then so what I'm going to do is I'll just show you the start, how do I put it layered on there. I just have it in layers, and I'm going to go all the way down to approximately this line here, so I'm not running into bumps. I might go a little bit over or trim it, but I don't think so. I got to keep it going, and then we'll let it dry, and we'll show you the finished product when I'm done. So here is it all covered up. I used this newspaper and this paste, and I went down to the side, and this one is touching the wall here, so I'm gonna give it a little touch so you can see that it went down that side. Anyway, I did the other side as well, but I didn't do the front. But that is I'm gonna let this dry. And so I actually got this upright. All right, so now I got this newspaper all over it. It still doesn't look complete because it's a lot of paint. There's my mess. But I got the back, as you saw before, but now it's pretty complete statue. Not as visible the details anymore. It's kind of faded a little bit with this thing. I'm gonna do some touch up. I turned into a sculpture apparently. Didn't know I was gonna turn into a sculptor, but it is what it is. We got ourselves a statue. So yes, takes time, but it is worth every second, I think. Now I'll show you my vase later. And this is the statues from the Eastern Islands. So there you have it. Until this dry, we'll talk to you in about 24 hours and we'll get painting. All right, I'm starting with my machete, my paper machete, and I have painted it. If you see that there's a slight change of colors, it's because I did use a little bit more brown in the back. I'll adjust it if I need to. Most importantly, wear something that covers your clothes if you're not wearing your just regular clothes. I have a shirt that's just for fun over my regular shirt, so that's just a precaution. All right, here is the finished product of the Eastern Island moai from the Rapa Nui Islanders. It is going to show you that it will be a flower vase. All right, so what we had before, this is my flower vase now. I have one. Ta-da! There it is. Moai flower vase. Kia ora. That is a New Zealand informal greeting, saying hello and wishing good health. Now, a more formal greeting in New Zealand is tēnā koe, but I think I would like a little less informal today with kia ora. And we're going to work our way towards another greeting in New Zealand that I find very unique that I will cover here in just a minute. Now, quickly, my family did go to New Zealand, and these right here are actually from there. But with no further ado, we'll go on with greetings. Majority of them are all over the world. Some are just in certain places. And the smile, a wave, shaking hands, saying hello, kia ora. Then there's the high five. Then you got the dab. You need another person to actually dab. And then you have the dab with a hug. So one hand is dabbing and it ends up being a handshake, and the other hand is reaching to the back, usually with men folk. So, yeah. Then of course there's the hug. And again, you can just want a handshake hug, or for some, they like to give full-on hugs. my mother especially. And then I do too. I'm a hugger. And then you have the one that they kiss on the cheek. And sometimes it's a hug, and sometimes it's just a kiss on cheek, and sometimes it's a hug and a kiss on the cheek. Or like you don't actually connect, like you're like really close, and you make the kiss noise. So I've experienced all those. Being my husband is Tongan, and I've been a lot around numerous types of Polynesians. So I know that elsewhere in countries, I don't want to name them all because I might get a few wrong or miss some. Now for some history on Hungai, the greeting where you touch forehead and nose, and sometimes a hug and a handshake at the same time, or it's just a forehead and nose. So they have in New Zealand a little of the Maori mythology. It is believed that the god Tane Nui Arangi made a woman out of clay, Hinea Huane, who then Tane gave her the breath of life through her nostrils, and then after she sneezed, she came to life, and that is the Maori mythology that she is the first woman on New Zealand. So there you have it, a little back history of Hungai, or Maori mythology on Hungai. Now, if you're ever in New Zealand and you fear to be that personal, remember they're human too in New Zealand, and they understand not everybody's comfortable doing Hungai and getting that close and personal to anybody they first met. So stick with your handshake. You can do the handshake hug, and if you feel comfortable with Hungai, give it a go. It's nothing personal. It's just a nice greeting, and it has a meaning to it of sharing a breath, and a breath of life. You're sharing a breath of life. So don't panic if that's not your comfort zone. It's not for everybody, but be prepared that you may be approached in like a lean in, and they just say no thank you. And that's just a normal thing. Is if someone was giving me a hug and I was uncomfortable, I would probably do the same. So no worries, don't worry about it, and wishing you good health. Kia ora. Hello, and malolele is a greeting in Tongan. My spiritual health is going to be with the island of Tonga, and that is something dear to my heart, is the singing. Real quick, my hair has the flower my husband got from Tonga, and I'm sporting the shirt that he actually got there. Yes, my husband is Tongan. So I'm going to sing the song Love at Home. It has a lot of nice message in it, and I'm going to sing it in English and in Tongan, and that's our spiritual health. I know there's more to it, and down in the description I will put where the song is found and how I found the words. The hymn book that our Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has, and I will post that information in the description. So with no further ado, I will sing the English version of Love at Home and the Tongan version is Ofa I Api. I had a brain fart real quick. So Ofa I Api is love at home. English version of love at home. There is beauty all around when there's love at home. There is joy in every sound when there's love at home. Peace and plenty here abide, smiling sweet on every side. Time does softly, sweetly glide when there's love at home. Love at home. Love at home. Time does softly, sweetly glide when there's love at home. Now for Ofa I Api. O kumasani ai mea otoa Ofa I Api. Fia ai mea kotoa Ofa I Api. Mahu mai lino ai family. Ha mai fe ofo ofani. Hanga alupe ai tami. Ofa I Api. Koe ofa ai api. Hananga alupe ai taimi. Ofa I Api. Now, the meaning is exactly the same, but for me, that song has a lot of meaning. I was raised with a mother that sang that on a regular basis, especially when I was children, or the home just seemed unsettled. And I was doing that for some time, but I probably should start again. This brings back great memories. And she was very aware of what was going on in her home. And if there was any contention, she usually tried her very best to sing this song. And yes, it was in English because she wasn't Tongan. But I know there's many songs that people sing that bring the spirit back into the home, especially that particular one that's talking about love at home and how much better your home is. The feel of your home, the spirit of your home, everything just feels better when that's present. So, with that, pray that you can have love at home. Ofa I Api. Happiness is wellness.